Hey, how you doing, family? This is Mike Robinson. Welcome to my channel. First, I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Um, a couple of people have joined since my last video, and I want to say thank you and convey to you how much I appreciate it. Um, Before we get started, I just want to do like a market wrap up. Um, since I saw you last, it was probably about mid-January. And at that time, um, gold, gold was pretty much doing what it's doing now and consolidating right around these levels. If you remember when I spoke to you last, I told you that gold was probably going to settle somewhere. Now today, doing this video, it's Saturday, so the market is closed. But I told you that the market was probably going to settle somewhere around this 822 level. And as you can see, they're pulling down a little bit more. As I told you, they could, come down here and retest this, what is now support. And these two levels show uh, very strong resistance, and that's why I sent the price south after hitting that resistance. So now they're just basically bouncing off that resistance, which is support coming down and consolidating for what will be the next leg up. So what would I do if I had a 7K sound money wallet? Well, I would continue to dollar cost average into gold and into silver. And so what do I mean uh, by that? Well, if I was just trading gold and silver and I had, say, for instance, a a buy, all right, a buy position here, I'd be losing currency, right? Because it's going against me, right? It's in a sell, it's selling off, right? Price is dropping. So if I had a buy position, I'd be losing cash, right? Losing value, right? In my account, the equity in my account. In the sound money wallet, though, as I've explained before, I can dollar cost average down and my account will never be closed. Why? Because I'm not dealing in derivatives. I'm not dealing in paper issuance. I'm not dealing in accounting ledgers which are based on the dollar. In my 7K Sound Money wallet, uh, as one of the things I wanted to speak about later in the video, but I'll touch on here, for every dollar that I place into my Sound Money wallet, first of all, that transaction, and I want people to really get this because I think a lot of people aren't getting this, and that's why more people aren't gravitating to. I mean, people are coming in droves. Don't get me wrong, but the masses are still, the people who I'm talking to, they don't get what's going on here. So let me break it down. When every time I move cash, fiat currency from my Bank of America account, right? Because I've told you that's where I have my account, one of them, right? Every time I move from there into the Sound Money wallet, it's going from public to private. All right. So I want you to think about what I just said, okay? Because, I'm not going to do any more um, rants and, you know, trying to beg people to, purchase a membership through me. You will eventually. You have no choice. Okay. And I don't mean you specifically. I love you guys. You're my subscribers, you know. Uh, so that's why I keep it real with you, they'll come. They're coming because they're going to have no other choice. So what happens is when I move a fiat currency from my BOA account to Sound Money wallet, I'm moving it from public to private. So there are a few things which I'm not going to get into in this video that happen when that happens. And at the tail end of this video, I'm going to give you uh, a bonus clip from one of the owners of 7K Metals, and he's going to basically tell you from the 30,000 mile high view, from the inside perspective, right? From the inside looking out perspective, from an owner who's dealing with the entities that are the gold and silver market, right? What happened uh, post the Reddit groups um, move on GameStop, which if you follow the financials and you follow the markets, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into all of that drama, but the move from the Reddit group, what do they call Wall Street bets, their move on GameStop, and it made people rich overnight. So now the thought is, well, what if the group finds a way to move the silver market? Because everybody who understands what's going on, understands what's going on, knows that if there was ever a time to be positioned asset wise in your portfolio with precious metals, it's now. Um, so, there's some talk around as to whether or not there may be a move on CLV, which is the derivative paper of silver, and GLD, which is the paper derivative of gold, the physical metals that's traded, COMEX. Okay, and yeah, I think it's the Commodities Future and Trading Exchange, CFT, something like that. So yeah, so wherever they trade these paper derivatives, the GLD and the SLV, um, there are there's heavy downside pressure on the physical because they don't want the price discovery to be where it should be. They don't want the market to rise. They don't want this to go up because they're going to have to cover those shorts, right? It's called a short squeeze, right? So I don't know if, you know, the tens of thousands of people who are in that Reddit group can move the market. I don't know. All I know that there are fundamentals in place which tell me that silver and gold are about to go north. It's gonna come a time, and there's a lot of people watching now. Now the government's getting involved, right? Because of what happened with the Reddit group, right? Now they're having hearings in Congress, right, as to why things were shut down, why the buyers, the small retail market buyers like you and I, were not permitted to continue to buy shares. We could only sell shares, or they could only sell shares. I wasn't involved in that. They can only sell shares, right, once they saw the run up, right? So they started cutting off switches, which is what they always do, right? They always cap the retail market, right? The small guys when they find a workaround, right? They always cap them, right? So now it's going to Congress, and the politicians are going to talk crap and you know parse words, and nothing will get done because they're all in on the game. They're all in on the inside, right? They're all taking advantage of privilege. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole today. So let's just quickly bring up silver, and I'll show you the same thing. It's basically coiling for what I already told you is going to be the next move high. And like I said, I don't listen to news. I don't listen to propaganda when it concerns um, the accumulation of wealth. That's not where I go for my barometer reading, right? I look at the charts and I listen to really smart people who own large caches of gold and silver. And because none of those people, uh, they may have come out of the hood, they don't live in the hood now, and they didn't live in the hood when I was coming up. Um, any information, and that was pre-internet, so you know that's why I'm so adamant about reaching the youth in particular in the inner cities because despite the internet, they're not focused on the information that they need to be focused on. Now, well, this video is not for that, but LeBron James just did something, and I tip my hat to the brother. Um, I just caught it on the news, just a tidbit. He has implemented some type of inner city financial literacy like program. Um, I don't know whether it's after school or whether it's, I don't know. I don't know much about it, but I know it's about financial literacy. So I take my hat off to the brother where that's concerned, because it's woefully lacking in the inner city. Um, so yeah, so that's that. Let me move on. If you guys don't get it, you should be moving as much from public into private. And let me just finish on that thought, and then we're gonna move on. Um, my videos are lengthy, so I'm not even gonna, apologize for that. If you're here, you're a subscriber, you're used to it by now. If you got your coffee, your tea, whatever, and we're just chopping it up. So the last thing I want to say is that differentiation between public and private, right? So because I could move my fiat, right, which is part of my wealth portfolio, from public in BOA to private in Sound Money Wallet, right? And then I know that when I do that and I move my fiat into physical, which I could do internally, right, in milliseconds, right, I'm protecting my cash. How is that possible, Michael? It's possible because the wallet allows me to, at any time, night and day, right, on any geographical spot where I could pick up an internet connection, convert any portion that I want, 6 decimals past the decimal point, 6 points past the 6 zeros past the decimal point, right? It's 8 for Bitcoin, 6 for sound money, right? Back into cash, and then for a flat $5 fee, any amount, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, right? Move it back into my Bank of America account if I feel the need necessary. Now, there may come a day, and I predict it's going to, where I won't have to do that. I will be able to present a whatever kind of card with a chip in it, a la debit, a la credit card, but it's a Sound Money Wallet card linked to my Sound Money Wallet account, and I will be able to, whether it be on an app on my phone or log on through a laptop, go into my Sound Money Wallet, probably prepay the card, and swipe it in any place where either MasterCard or Visa or however Sound Money decide to go with this project. And I'm sure they're working on it, where I will be able to access hard assets at the point of sale, the POS, or the cash register, using old terminology. Um, I'll be able to swipe or tap. I know it's coming. I know it's coming because it's a logical progression to what they're doing. And I can say that with some assurity, not 100%, because I've seen over the 2.5+ years that I've been with the company how they're moving. Okay, so anyway, that's that. So public to private, that's what I want you to take. One of the things I want you to take away today. Okay, when you move, why do you buy a membership, right? Why do you buy $100 membership, right? And if you do the things that I tell you to do, within 60 days, if not sooner, you'll never have to pay autosaver again, okay? Because that's the frequency we're moving towards, right? Well, why would you pay $100 membership to get all the benefits that I've spoken about over the course of weeks concerning this awesome fintech company, right? Because it just makes sense, right? What do they say in the street? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Well, this makes sense, and sense, right? SENSENCENCENTS, right? It makes both, right? So yeah, public to private, right? And then you could move the cash, which is fiat, once it's in your wallet, into precious metals, which preserves your wealth. It preserves the value of your fiat currency. You can't do that in a public bank. And that's what you business owners need to start thinking about. Because, I've been trying to tell some of these business owners in my community, you know, look at what's going on over here. And I think I need to just come at it a different way. So, as a business owner, right, listen to me. How are you protecting your cash, right? How are you protecting your cash from what our newly elected president is about to do? And I applaud him for going big. I knew it was coming, but there's a result to the action, right? There's always yin and yang, right? There's always a counter force to any action, right? And what is it with stimulus? It's the devaluation of the currency, right? The more you put into the economy, and on a micro level, just the U.S. economy, I'm not talking about what it's going to do to the world and the currencies around the world, right? But just the micro, the U.S. economy, that 1.9 trillion, if he gets it, is going to devalue your dollar. So how do you protect your dollar? You can't do it. You can't do it with the 2-year, the 5-year, 10-year notes because they're yielding a negative yield, right? You're paying the government to hold your currency, to hold your cash, right? That's what you're doing, right? When you get negative yields, you're paying the government a percentage, right, to just safeguard your cash, right? Beyond the $250,000 that a regular commercial bank allows a retail, right? So when you're a millionaire and you're moving and you're shaking, you got to start protecting your cash in other ways. You have to buy bonds. You have to buy treasury notes, right? So if the treasuries are yielding negative rates, yields, you got to move to bonds because the 30-year bond is the only thing that's using a positive. It's like what, I don't know, 1 point something percent. Come on now. So now that's the only thing that the high rollers have, right? Then you got real estate, and of course you got precious metals, and there are other things. But I'm talking about the people who are in the streets where I live. How are you protecting your cash, right? Are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Real estate? Because as I've explained before, if your portfolio only has real estate in it, right, and forget about what your job offers you. Don't even talk to me about the 401s and the 418s, whatever they call it. That is garbage. I'm telling you, it's garbage. And those people, and I got people in my family who are still holding on to the ideology that their 401, their pension plans are going to give them that golden parachute in their days, and they'll get old in their olden days when they retire. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And so, like I've explained before, and I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm talking to people who love me, right? You guys listen because you love me, right? We're chopping it up with family, right? So I'm just chopping it up with you, right? This is my opinion, right? So if you didn't appreciate my opinion, value my opinion, you would have logged off a long time ago, and maybe you have. But if you have real estate only in your portfolio, real estate's tied to the dollar. The dollar is fiat, so your foundation is shaky at best, right? If the dollar tanks, we go into a full-fledged depression, or we go into another deep, you know, recession, and there are a whole lot of dynamics going on here, you know, um, where we could still have a recession and the dollar can go, you know, to the moon as far as inflation. Deflation, inflation, recession, it's all bad news, right? They're tossing around a whole lot of terms because nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows. All they know is that there's a lot of debt out there and it can't be covered by income tax. And that's how they pay off the debt, right? That's how they pay off debt, right? From the enslavement, the work of the population, right? That's where the GDP comes from, the gross domestic product. You are the GDP, right? So if you don't go to work, right? If you don't go to work, and that's why they have to have the stimulus, right? Because people haven't been going to work because of COVID. So the engine is stopped, right? That's why a lot of people, they don't get it. They think their jobs like them, love them, care that they living in the suburbs, got nice cars. They don't care. All they care about is if you come and fill your spot in your hour to keep that engine going, so they can live how they're living, and you have no. We that's why I watch and fill my mind with certain things, because there's another lifestyle out there. I promise you, there's another lifestyle out there. I mean, better lifestyle right now while COVID is going on than probably what most of us are experiencing. Why? Because we have limited resources, right? So that's why I'm pushing this. If the next level at 7K, if you watch my videos, the next level should be ambassador, because that's what I am. That's what I've made up my mind. I've taken the anchors out of the water. This is it. This is my new career, my next career. I've already done 25 with transit. I'm looking to do another 25 with 7K because I know they're going to be around for 25. I just believe it, right? So you might as well get started now. So the next level after presidential should be ambassador, right? So, um, yeah, yeah, public to private. All right. Now, for those, what are we, 21 minutes in? Not bad. For those of you who are really into collecting precious metals, I wanted to show you what you would see if you looked at the 7K website and you had just gone to my website and I was not logged in. So in other words, you were purchasing metal. You've seen some of my videos. You say, Mike, I don't necessarily know if I want to join right now, but hey, I'm gonna buy some metal through your website, right? So you go to my website, you go to 7kmetals.com/going for gold. You're not logged in. You're not going to get my price for purchasing the metal, right? Because with with membership comes privilege, right? But the selection is pretty close to being the same, right? Because I've looked, I've compared. Now, some of the things like the big gold, the big bullion bars and stuff, you can't get, as a retail customer. You have to be a member. But there are other things like I'm showing you. This is what you would see if you would just come to my site and you didn't know me from Joe Blow, right? Look at these. Look at these pieces. Look at this. Wow, this is man. This is phenomenal, man. Look at this stuff. There's Trump, right? 2020 emergency production, right? So cool. Sold out though, right? It's got that Trump image in there, right? Look at this stuff. Wow. This is a piece of a real meteorite inside this coin. This half ounce silver coin. This meteorite is real. The piece of it. The stuff that they're doing these days with the coloring and high relief, man, just man, look at this stuff, man. Another meteorite piece, and they did it so it looked like the meteorite was trying to push through the metal. Man, awesome, just awesome. So I mean, if you're a collector and you didn't know this kind of stuff existed, become a member. Then you could, I mean, you don't have to become a member. You can buy it from me. You can buy it retail. But become a member, and you can go on autosave and get some of these pieces every month delivered to your door. Look at this. Look at this. And this doesn't do it justice because the actual talons, are high relief. This is from this company that they say they're only going to be doing exclusive work for 7K metals. I forgot the name of them. It's in one of my previous. I did a video about them, but yeah, the work that they do is just like incredible, man. Yeah, so a lot of look at it, and this stuff, the prehistoric beast, Velociraptor, so cool, so cool. 3 ounce coin. Uh, yeah, this is so cool. Still have some White House coins, 2 ounces. Yeah, so I just want to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that 7K is offering, man. I don't know if you can find this stuff at these values anywhere else on the internet. I don't know if you would trust buying this stuff from anywhere else on the internet. I promise you, whatever you order from this website, you will get in the mail. And the only reason you don't get it is because if somebody stole it out of your mailbox. But it will get there uh, by FedEx. Yeah, yeah. So we don't play. And 7K Metals does not ship anything that they don't have in stock. So if you order it, if they don't have it, it's going to say this. It's going to say, well, let me give you. Let me tell you what it's going to say. Did I just pass one? No, I don't want to see after hours. I want to see. There we go. It's going to say this. It's going to say sold out. If they don't have it in house, it's sold out. You're not going to be able to order the coin. Okay. If you can order it, you're going to receive it in the mail. Not in the mail. Priority. FedEx. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's that. All right. What else I want to talk about? Private, public. Oh, yes. Um, 7K on our last company call last Monday uh, told us that there's going to be, as we already knew, because, excuse me, I believe in my last video, I had mentioned to you about the fact that I had to add my social, excuse me, in the back office to have my commission, my second commission released. So they made it official. They announced that they are going to be adhering to KYC, and I'm happy about that. I'm ecstatic about it because it's going to shake out. And one of the reasons they said they were going to do it is because they had a lot of. Um, they didn't use this terminology. Let me see. Let me just keep it politically correct. They had a lot of accounts that weren't real accounts. Um, because in the beginning, and I was really tempted to just do this, but you could just basically sign somebody else up because they weren't asking for socials. You know, if you had kids, like say for instance you were a father and you had 5 kids, and they were all over 18, you could sign them up, right? And I think that was a lot. A lot of that was going on, and so now what they're doing to make it really legit um, is they are adhering to KYC. And that's great because we don't have to worry about, money laundering through the company. We don't have to worry about people doing illegal acts with their businesses through the company because all of that will be scrutinized. So if you had thoughts of coming in here, laundering money through the 7K Sound Money wallet, not a good idea. So yeah, totally legit, squeaky clean, love it. No problem with that. So anyway, my commission was released, so they have my social. But here's the thing, as I've told you, if you've been listening, this is necessary because um, what hasn't changed and what I'm really excited about because they understand. See, I see where they're going with this, and that's why, man, this company is awesome. They allow, for instance, I'm just going to tell you what's coming. There will be a company that I own, probably a nonprofit on one side and a for-profit on the other side, right? So now, so now there's three income streams that I legally, ethically, and morally control, right, within this 7K Metals ecosystem. How is that possible? I joined and bought a membership as an individual person. I will purchase a membership from myself as an individual on the behalf of a corporation that I control for profit, and then I will purchase a membership from my nonprofit. So I will control two corporate entities, nonprofit and for profit, who will be moving memberships themselves, right? And I will benefit from that because I sold memberships to those two entities, right? So if you understand what I just said, man, is that powerful. If you take the time to look at the compensation, right? The compensation payout, right? If you just look at gold, which pays 7,000, which was the thought the thought premise behind the whole movement, right? 7K metals, $7,000 a week, $28,000 a month, right? If you multiply that by three, right? Three entities that you control, now you're looking at $21,000 a week, $84,000, close to what is it? Yeah, 84,000, right? A month. You're a millionaire, right? It's $88,300 a month, I believe, or is it a week? No, it's a month. Yeah, yeah. Let's look that up. Let's just no, we don't want that. We want let's just have some fun. If you're still here, thank you. Let's look at that. What are we talking? 88,300 times 12 months. Yeah, you're a millionaire. Right. So not only are you a millionaire once you get to presidential gold because you're making, no, I said that once before and that's incorrect. You're making about almost 600,000. So you're not quite a millionaire, but you would be in a couple of years. Uh, but if you control your own membership and then you create a for-profit corporation, put it on your right side, a non-profit corporation, you put it on your left side. That's the potential to be three of whatever level you decide you want to build your business to, whether it's three entities that you control, which are presidential, that are making 12,500 a week each, which is 36,000 or 37,500 a week. So this is this is real. This is where the big boys and the big women play. Okay, the big girls and the big boys play. All right. And once you wrap your brain around this is a paradigm shift, right? Just like we went from paper checks to credit cards, from credit cards to debit cards, right? To debit cards or credit cards that you had to swipe, to credit cards and debit cards that you can tap, to online banks that issue virtual credit cards, right? So we are going to a digital world, right? Some people are resisting. Some people don't want to hear it. Um, they don't want to embrace the fact that there's a paradigm shift happening before their eyes, right? The fact that the fiat SWIFT system is crumbling before our eyes. People don't care about that. They care about COVID, and I get that, right? I get that. But God forbid if COVID was manufactured, God forbid if COVID was a smokescreen so that they could create, or not even create because they've been working on this for decades, but they could implement what they've already publicly talked about. IMF talked about it some months ago that they're working on Bretton Woods too, right? So they are not going to lose control, and they know that we're going from paper to digital. I mean, full blown digital, blockchain digital, that type of digital, not the digital that they have already that people don't even understand presently, but blockchain digital, Bitcoin digital, Ethereum digital, you know. So, and now as quiet as it's kept, and I know people know sound money is coming because this video clip that I'm gonna give you at the end, the owner tells you that they're associates. I would say friends, but they are associates with people like Robert Kiyosaki. So anyway, family, I love you. I hope that you are healthy and well. Um, I hope that maybe something that I said jarred something in you, and you step in front of whatever's preventing you from purchasing a membership. It's real easy. You purchase a membership, you pull out your debit card, credit card, you purchase a membership, you go into my holding tank, I put you on one side or the other, and then I reach out to you and we have a one-on-one Zoom call, real informal. I answer your questions, we get you plugged in, and you're off and running. And I'm always accessible. It's that easy. I think my next video is going to be the 5 fingers of success as opposed to the 5 fingers of death. See, I grew up in the 70s as a teenager, and we used to love martial arts, movies. So, Bruce Lee, 5 fingers of death, you know. So I want to do the 5 fingers of success because that's really all it is with 7Ks. It's like 5 things, 5 easy things you do, and you're on your way to wealth. So with that, family, I'm gonna tag this clip in at the end. God bless you, and may heaven smile upon your family. Till we meet again, peace. I'm out.
I appreciate that, Jason. If you've been living under a rock, maybe you haven't heard about it, right? But if you've been on any news media in the world, or read anything, you've seen that this last week was a little crazy in the stock market, and it's funneled over into the silver market. There's a whole bunch of people out there in the Reddit community who are pushing to buy silver. We saw the craziest, most volatile weekend in our last 5 years of business, where many people were out purchasing silver or wanting to purchase silver with the price rising. What we've seen is over the weekend, for example, that when that happens, when the speculators come into the space, speculators being people who are just trying to profit off of the quick increase in value, that the spreads within Silver Eagles or silver in particular get really large. So this weekend, Sound Money Wallet was the only place in the world, according to our suppliers, that you could buy a Silver Eagle from Sunday until Monday. Only place in the world that you could get a physical Silver Eagle. Think about that for a minute. APMEX, JM Bullion, you name it. They suspended Silver Eagle sales over the weekend and they normally turn them on Sunday afternoon. They did not turn them back on Sunday afternoon. They waited until this morning or midday for some of them today because the price got so out of whack, right, with the speculators in this space. So maybe what you saw this weekend that maybe you didn't understand before, and we want to clarify for you, is the difference between purchase price and buyback price, right? This is what happened in the space, right? The suppliers in the world said, hey, there's a lot of fake funny business going on. The price is exploding really high quickly. Because of that, they rose premiums really quickly, all the way to $48 on a Silver Eagle. $48 on that, right? Well, at the same time, they would not buy it back for more than $31. So they came out and said, hey, we'll buy it back, but we'll only buy it back at $31 and we'll sell it to you at $48. That's the biggest spread of premiums that you're ever going to see, $18, okay? Well, that's because they get nervous and they say, hey, there's a bunch of funny business going on in the marketplace, and that's how they quickly go hedge against it. Now, we saw today as markets opened, we saw that spread come back down a little more in check. It's still out of balance. Right now, it's $41 for an Eagle, and it's $31 to buy back. Well, that's better than the $18, but it's still $10. That spread's normally around $3 to $4, sometimes $5, right? That spread between buy price and sell price, right? So because of that, right, today was a crazy volatile day in the market. Things will go normal again as long as the speculators don't keep piling in. Now, let me explain something, okay? We changed a couple things we did on Sound Money. We changed today, and we now broadcast right in your Sound Money wallet the buy and sell price right next to each other, so you can instantly see it, okay? So when this imbalance happens, you can quickly identify it, okay? But this is some interesting things. Because of our relationships inside Sound Money, and because so many people sell back inside Sound Money, we had 3 phenomenons happen this weekend. We had the largest amount of buyers that we've had in Sound Money history. Ridiculous amounts of buyers over the weekend. But we also had the largest amount of sellers, right? Many people, right? Like tens of thousands and 50s of thousands of ounces were bought back in the company from people who bought it around $20 during the summer, who said, yes, I want $31 for my Eagles that are in the vault today. And they sold them back. So they were selling to us, right? That was the first time that's happened in large scale. But we had so many people wanting to buy, right? That, man, we had to go out and team up with the suppliers to get it, right? Luckily, we had foreseen it, and we had tied up large amounts of it in guaranteed shipments. It's a little different, right? Like, it's the 7K side, we'll only sell you what we physically have in the vault. Sound Money has it has vaults all around, and buying relationships and with vaults around the world, okay? Where they keep it and then they send it to us. You're going to see some crazy phenomenons right now. If you've been buried under a rock, maybe you didn't see it, but if you've read today, places that Jason, you can speak to this, or Blake probably better. We had the last month and a half since mid-November, we've been running 4-week lead times on Silver Eagles, right? That's what it's been taking to get a Silver Eagle from the supply houses, from the suppliers to the mint. What did that go to today?
That went from 4 weeks to 16 weeks, and some are saying we can't even give you a time frame.
So the run on Silver Eagles was so chaotic that in order to buy from the supplier right now new Silver Eagles, we have to buy new production that will not be minted for 16 weeks. Luckily, you don't have to worry. Sound Money wallet has secured plenty of Silver Eagles. People can buy them all they want. We have plenty. We also saw the coolest thing that's ever happened in the company inside the Sound Money wallet. We had more people request their medals than they've ever done that before. And that's why we exist, right? Sound Money wallet exists for really 3 purposes and not for one, okay? I'm going to say what it does not exist for first, and then tell you what it does exist for. It does not exist whatsoever as a day trading silver or gold platform. That's not its existence. If you want to buy and try and make money quickly on gold and silver, do not use it as a day trading platform. That's not what it's designed to do. If you want to do that, go get by the way, just so everybody's clear, if you're an American, it is physically illegal for you to buy the commodity paper without an overseas brokerage. Just be clear, okay? And so the government can seize your money. But you can go investigate that on your own. But if you want to trade the paper, go get an overseas brokerage. If they'll give you one as American, buy it, where they'll give you leverage, and day trade it. That's not what Sound Money Wallet is. What is it? The Sound Money Wallet is the only kind of its existence where you buy the asset, store it in a fully insured, fully secure, private vault that you can then liquidate at a moment's notice. You don't have to wait. Like JM Bullion today, liquidation times are 28 days minimum. 28 days, and no guaranteed price until 28 days. So you could send it all in today, and 28 days from now, whatever the price is 28 days from now, if it's gone down, that's what they'll give you. If it's gone up, they're going to lock you at today's price. So that's how that works, okay? So what is Sound Money Wallet? It's really cool. It is the only, for every ounce of gold or silver you buy, we put it in the vault. It's physically there. If you want to take possession of it, we ship it to you. If you want to transact in it from person to person, you can do that. And if you want to liquidate it at the current buyback price that the world will give, we will instantly do that. That's what that product is. So for those people that went out and tried to use it as a day trading platform on Sunday, a harsh lesson was learned, okay? It told you what it was, but I'm just, that's not what it was. That's not what the platform is. But what's really cool is we just did have, like we said, more purchases than have ever been purchased in a single day. We were the only place that allowed you to buy over the weekend in the entire world while this was happening. The only place. We also had more shipments out than we've ever had in the company history, which is awesome because that's what we're in business for, right? If you're going to take possession, do it. I'm going to say a caveat on that, Jason. This is Many of you on this call listen or prescribe or read the books of a gentleman in the space called Robert Kiyosaki, right? Zach and I and Roger had occasion about a year and a half ago to spend 3 days with Robert. At a dinner together, he was sharing with us that he says, I would never, and I'm not going to use his language, okay? He's quite expletive filled, okay? He said, I would never blank store more than $5,000 worth of silver at my own house. I would be an idiot, is his word, to do that. Why would he say that? Because I know at my house, right, I used to have the idea, hey, it's a good idea for me to keep $100,000 in gold at my house. For all of you on the call who know where I live, I no longer do that, okay? Why do I not do it? It's not good to put my wife and children in a situation where I travel so much and somebody find out that I had a couple $100,000 of gold sitting here. Not wise, right? So what is sound money? It allows you to store it. It's fully insured. It's secure. And we allow you to transact in it. That's what it is, right? It's the only business like it's in the world. What it's not, put in the chat what it's not. It is not a day trading platform. If you want to do that, go get an international brokerage, which is illegal if you're an American. I want you to be clear. Like, you go to jail if you cross too many lines. Okay, it's illegal, but we all do it. I've done it my whole life, so it's okay. Because we're Americans and we figure out ways around it. So, Jason, that's a little overview of what happened this weekend. And is it going to change in the near future? We don't know. If these people that are out there killing it, pushing this the stock up, pushing SLV up, if they go out and they try and do this, what they call the silver squeeze, what they're trying to do right now, could we see this thing just go skyrocket? We could, but we have made plans for all of that. And we'll now see what the market does.
Later.